everyone, I'm Evie, founder of JE Labs. Welcome to this exclusive interview with Sota, CEO of Startail Group. Startail is a developer of the Astar network and the Soneium ecosystem, driving innovation and adoption in the Web3 space. Sota, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Evie, for having me. And hello, everyone. My name is Sota.
Welcome, Sota. And could you please introduce yourself to us first?
Yep, I'm Sota Watanabe, CEO at the Startail Group. Startail Group is creating Astar and the Soneium and the Startail Cloud. So today I would like to talk about Astar and Soneium. Astar is the layer 1 blockchain, and Soneium is the layer 2 blockchain built by Sony Block Solution Lab. And the Sony Block Solution Lab is the joint venture between Startail Group and Sony Group.
Astar network has transitioned from being a public chain to a collective driving Web3 adoption. What are the key factors behind this shift? And does this mean reflect a new trend for the blockchain development?
We announced Astar Evolution Phase 1 and the Phase 1.5 and Phase 2. So there are 3 steps. And again, our mission is Web3 for billions. So eventually, we would like to create a wall, the place where people are using Web3 technology or blockchain technology or crypto technology without understanding crypto, just like internet of today. And today, when people interact with internet, people don't understand TCP, IP, HTTP, and the underlying technology of the internet. I think in 2030, people are going to use Web3 without understanding Web3. So we would like to make this future, right? And what we don't have today, what this industry does not have today is a strong distribution channel. So this is the reason why we launched Soneium together with Sony Group. And strategically, Astar has strong alignment with Soneium. So Astar Evolution 1, we migrated and we announced a transition from Astar ZK EVM, which was the Ethereum layer 2, to Soneium. So right now we have a 1 layer 1 chain and 1 layer 2 chain. And at the phase 1.5, we announced Astar collective asset on Soneium. So we are migrating asset from layer 1 to Soneium layer 2. And Astar Evolution phase 2 has been already confirmed side of our project, but this is going to be adjusted. And we are trying our best.
Some of our users may confuse the relationship between Sony, Soneium Group, Startail, and Astar. Could you please explain more details to our audience?
Yeah, for sure. So Startail Group is the name of the company. It's company, right? I am a CEO. And Sony Group is obviously a company name. And we created a joint venture between Startail Group company and Sony Group company called Sony Block Solution Lab. This is a joint venture between Startail and Sony. So in this sense, Soneium is developed by Startail Group and Sony. And Astar and Soneium are the product name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. As an Astar and the Soneium community member, I heard that Astar token would perform a quite important role in the Soneium ecosystem. Yeah, I'm quite curious, what's a specific role will it play?
Astar Evolution Phase 1.5, we announced our plan to make Astar token as a collective asset on Soneium because strong alignment between Astar and Soneium is very critical for our long-term success. And Soneium does not have a native token. ETH token is the native token because it is Ethereum layer 2, just like Base by Coinbase. So I think Soneium is growing really fast right now. When it comes to number of the transaction or active wallets, today we are already top 5. In a good time, we are top 3 or top 2 in a good time. Soneium is growing. Soneium ecosystem need an incentive and a collective asset. This is where Astar comes in. We are doing a lot of the campaign called Astar Contribution Score. So by contributing to Soneium ecosystem, you will be rewarded through Astar token and OP token. Optimism OP token because Soneium is part of the super chain.
Yeah, I think every Astar investor would be satisfied with the performance of Astar. Yeah, because it's quite an old project in 2017, right?
Yeah,
and I think the rewards for the investors are quite good.
It's always long term, right? A lot of people only talk about short term benefit or growth, but we are here for the long term, let's say 10 years. So I'm considering our strategy for surviving in the long run, right? I think in 2030 or in 2040, there will be 3 or 5 chain, the big chain. It's always long tail. Top 20% own 80% of the liquidity or activity in the long run.
Yeah.
So the question is how to become top 3 or top 5. And the industry does not have distribution channel today. And I think right now we have been creating, this industry has been creating the products for Web3 people.
Yeah.
And right now, a lot of Web3 project try to capture Web3 people. So this is kind of zero-sum game. So we should start from the distribution channel and existing users and create a product for ordinary people. So this is what we have to do. And that's why we have been working with a lot of company which has distribution channel, including Sony or Line, and even more.
Because I think from the investor side, they are very happy to see that the public chains, they are doing something instead of just launch a token and just retire. Especially you are so young.
Financially speaking, I can retire, but this is not my motivation.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm even donating my fund to University of Tokyo and so on, because what we would like to do is Web3 for billions, right?
Yeah.
This is my passion, because I joined this space to empower individual. I worked at the local NPO in India, China, Russia, and more. And I saw a lot of the social issues such as poverty or discrimination, global warming, and so on. So life is only one time and a short time. So I would like to contribute to the society, something bigger than myself. Money is important, but this is just a tool to do bigger things, something bigger than myself. And right now, only less than 1% of the people are using blockchain or crypto, right? And aggressively speaking, we are empowering either rich people or tech people, because the Web3 technology is only accessible by geek people today, aggressively speaking. So the question is how to penetrate, how to utilize the technology in real life. And I think we should develop the products starting from users, not starting from only tech perspective or only Web3 people.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because from my side, I think like the vision behind the project is quite necessary.
Yeah.
It depends that it's a long-term project or just for short term.
Yeah, we are always long-term.
Yeah, for quite a long year. And I found that like recently we found some users or some KOLs are share ACS campaign in the Astar and the Soneium ecosystem. Yeah, I'm quite curious about the details of the campaign and the rationale behind the campaign.
As I said, there is the strong alignment between Astar and Soneium. It's part of the Astar evolution plan. And Astar is the one of the collective asset on the top of Soneium. By contributing to Soneium ecosystem, people will be rewarded through Astar token. And we would like to make Astar as one of the representative asset on Soneium. So we would like to utilize the usage. We would like to utilize adoption of the Astar token on the top of Soneium. So we are doing Astar contribution score. So basically this is the on-chain score. By contributing to the adoption of Astar on the top of Soneium, the developers or maybe users will be rewarded through Astar token. This is similar to Optimism retroactive funding.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, how's the performance so far for the ACS campaign?
I think it's good. The good thing is when it comes to total value secure or total value locked on the top of Soneium, Astar is already one of the representative asset on the top of Soneium. And also Soneium total value locked, Soneium total value secured already became double in last months. But we are still early stage, and we launched the mainnet 2 months ago. But we are already one of the top 14 today. So I personally would like to make top 3 by the end of this year.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, and I think so far the competition between the public chains are very fierce. Yeah, I'm quite curious, like, what's a special point for Soneium? And I know that like Soneium chain try to do the Web3 adoption. There's a lot of projects want to do that. They want to combine the Web2 and the Web3, but looks like most of them have failed before. Yeah, I'm quite curious, like from your point of view, what's the reason behind that, and how to make Soneium successful?
That's a good question. I have 2 points. The first point is Web3 startup like us start from tech, develop product, and try to find users. This approach always fails. because people are making what they want rather than what the user want, right? So for us, we realized this 2 years ago. Then we started from securing the distribution channel and starting from the users. And today, I think we are one of the top company which has the largest distribution channel if we combine all stakeholders. So we start from existing creators, existing users outside of the Web3 space. And we are trying to understand what they want and how they use Web3 technology. And then we are trying to develop the tech. And we realize that usability is the key. So we are focusing on account abstraction and chain abstraction and so on, so that people can use Soneium or people can use Astar without understanding Web3. And the second point I would like to mention is the power of the entertainment, because Web3 is already recognized, next to finance of the internet, right? But today, if we see the number, only less than 1% of the people are using on-chain today. So this is pretty small number. I think entertainment is going to be the key, as well as SNS, social media, because people would like to share, fundamentally would like to share passion or emotion, fun things, right, with people. People would like to be connected, right? So this is fundamental desire for human being. So I think entertainment has power to connect the people and bring more people on chain. And that's why we are pretty much focusing on entertainment, like music, idol group, movie, and so on.
Yeah, I remember in last cycle, there are also some idols launched their NFTs. It's really hyped, but I think after the bull market, it goes down. Yeah, I'm quite curious, from your point of view, except to NFT, will there be some innovations for the combination between the idols and the blockchain?
Yeah, I would like to highlight a project called Yoake. Started is building Yoake together with industry leaders in Japan on the top of Soneium. And the beauty of Yoake is hosting the concert every few months, right? And Yoake hosted Idol Runway collection, and more than 10,000 people joined the concert, I think 2 weeks ago. And then, everybody was so passionate to support idol. The good thing is we developed the Yoake app application, and people are using Yoake app to decide which idol is going to sing which song in which order. Fan is deciding the best artist at the concert and so on. So it's like a decentralized voting system for Web2 people. So a lot of the people, I think more than 20,000 people joined the campaign within 2 weeks and decided which song to sing, which artist, and which order, and so on. There was the gap between a producer and the audience. The producer decide everything, and the audience, enjoy, right? But through Web3 technology, through crypto, and through blockchain, people are going to decide. People can be the producer. So fundamentally, we are changing the way how fans interact with the artist and the creators. So this is one of the example. The good things is the user don't care about blockchain. They don't know. They didn't know.
I think so.
Yeah, so when we see X, Twitter, a lot of the people sometimes complain the usability of the application. It's slow, it's not confirmed. I don't know why. It's because of blockchain.
Because from my perspective, I think it's the voting you mentioned before. Maybe I think it can also be off-chain instead of on-chain. So from your point of view, why it's necessary to be on-chain?
Yeah, it's because on-chain voting cannot be changed. Or cannot be modified. Yeah, because if that can be off-chain, I can change the order. It's not fair for users. So through on-chain voting, even we cannot change the record.
I think you have mentioned one of the example of Soneium ecosystem project. So far I'm quite curious how many builders in Soneium ecosystem. Is there any projects that you think are quite outstanding? Because I think for the public chains, ecosystem development is quite necessary. Even the public chain is very rich, have many grants, etc. But if they don't have very outstanding builders, then it's quite hard to promote the ecosystem development.
I don't know this is good things or bad things, but probably we are only one team which deploy multiple public chains.
Okay.
I don't know it's good things or bad things, but which means we have an experience. And we have a playbook. The good things is we have a Web3 playbook, and what we are doing right now is making Web2 playbook, meaning if we are successful, I think more and more people and more company are entering the Web3 because we can make a playbook for big companies. We do have a responsibility right now, and we would like to make it pretty successful. And when it comes to use cases, Soneium just launched 2 months ago. So it's pretty early stage. And before making entertainment layer, I would like to make finance layer. So on the top of the finance, we are building use cases such as Yoake.
Yes.
And others. I mean, Starter is building these kind of the use cases. So we are still early stage. So we are pretty much focusing on finance right now, especially DeFi and so on. So we have been working with Uniswap and DeFi Blue Chip right now. And once DeFi is ready, we're gonna focus more on entertainment use case.
Okay, got it. Yeah, there are also some like Web3 mini apps. Maybe they want to attract some Web2 users.
Yeah.
So there are some like mini games. I think it's still a like useful way to help the gaming increase the number of the user in a very short time. But after the TGE, we found that most of the users have left. Yeah, how do you think about it? Will you think like acquiring like a Web2 people via some mini gaming is a good way or not?
Yeah, when it comes to minigame, we have been working with Line Yahoo, and some of the mini dApps will be deployed. At least 4 projects has been already committed. So we would like to increase number of the mini dApps games. It's not all about game. It's also finance, others. After the TGE, the project heavily decreased number of the users. It's kind of zero-sum game in the Web3 space, right? Because people attract users through expectation of the airdrop. The distributing token, people look for another airdrop. So it's kind of migration from one project to another project. It's endless. So how can we terminate this migration?
Yeah.
It's kind of zero-sum game, right?
Yes.
So what we would like to do is to bring Web2 people and even people who don't understand tech. They don't migrate. Because if they migrate, they already did. Because DeFi APY is much higher than bank.
Yeah.
In Japan, let's say I use Japanese bank, interest rate is almost zero. But majority of the people are using a bank because they don't care.
Yeah.
So they don't care much about APY. They care about safety or maybe security, or they care about how technology empower people, how technology make their life better. So what we would like to do is to onboard Web2 people, and they don't leave to look for APY. So by onboarding Web2 people as well as Web3 people, we would like to make a network effect mode to secure the network and make network bigger by themselves. So this is our strategy.
Okay, got it. Yeah, except to the entertainment, you mentioned that you also quite focused on the DeFi side.
Yeah.
And I heard that for a Sony group or maybe for Soneium, you are trying to develop the yen-backed stable coins. Yeah, I'm quite curious, how's the specific plan?
Public information is Sony Bank is preparing for stablecoin. That is the public information. But I'm not authorized to speak about stablecoin from the Sony's perspective. But from Starter perspective, I think stablecoin is the key for the adoption. Especially, I personally would like to focus on experience side of the stablecoin, like account abstraction, Paymaster, Bandra, and so on. Through account abstraction, people can only use stablecoin to use blockchain. Or maybe we can subsidize the user's transaction. Through this kind of the technology, people do not own crypto to use blockchain. If we can make the stablecoin payment happen on the top of Soneium or Astar, I think more and more people can be onboarded. It's heavily related to regulation. Speaking with regulators, let them understand tech, let them understand movement, and make great social framework is the key successful factor for all of us. I'm personally good at this. We would like to speak with the government, we would like to speak with the project the big company and make a social consensus.
I know that I think everything like relevant to regulatory, then the whole process will be quite slow. And I think one of the most important, like what Soneium being attractive for me is that you're a Japanese project, because I think like for the English-speaking market and the Chinese market, they're quite mature. But for Japanese market, I think although there's not many like a user base in Japan, but I think like buying power is quite strong in Japanese market. Yeah. So how do you think about that? And could you please share more details about like in Japanese market for us?
Yeah, of course. I hope Japanese market purchasing power is strong. I don't know. First of all, I think Soneium is pretty global, decentralized. Has more than 80 plus employees from more than 20 different countries. So in this sense, we are hyper global. But speaking about Japan, because I'm Japanese and the Japanese founder is too. Speaking about Japan, I think we are on the right track. Japanese stablecoin is coming. Tax will be deducted from 55% to 20% if everything goes well. Right now, cryptocurrency is regulated under the cryptocurrency law. Cryptocurrency will be regulated under the existing finance framework. This is what the ruling party of the Japanese government is proposing. Even though cryptocurrency will be regulated under the existing finance, this is recognized as a cryptocurrency, which means different from existing security. The ruling party of the Japanese government is proposing to make the new framework only for crypto. This is really good. Once it is approved, I think cryptocurrency ETF will be coming and the tax will be deducted from up to 55% to 20%. So once it is deducted to 20%, I think more and more Japanese investor will be coming. So I'm super excited.
I look forward to that. And I remember maybe 2 years ago, Japanese also have relevant regulatory for the Web3 to promote the development of the crypto. And I found like for Steppen, I think it's a quite good cases to the like a local market in Japan. How do you think like the successful reason behind like Steppen's success in Japanese market, and how do you think the users' preference in Japanese market?
Steppen was super successful. Our team has been working with Steppen right now to another collaboration in coming weeks.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, ideally we can make announcement soon. I think uniqueness of the Japanese market is probably retention rate plus ARPU is high. ARPU means average revenue per users. Buying pressure is stronger and people keep using the app. That's good things. I think key successful factor for Steppen was to work with a lot of the Japanese good enterprise and also the professional, Web3 professional in Japan. I think Japanese market is pretty hard for foreigners to enter by themselves because of maybe a language barrier or maybe regulation and so on. Working with Web3 professional, proven big company is the key to get trusted.
And I'm quite curious, like for Soneium, will you just focus on Japanese market or quite global?
Pretty global. We don't have a Japanese website.
Okay, got it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
And like some people think that recently the market is not good. And how do you think like maybe in the next year or next 2 years, how's the plan for Soneium or Astar?
That's a good question.
Maybe like for some like short-term goals for Soneium.
Our mission is bringing billion of the people on chain, right? So to do so, we needed to bring not only Web3 people, but also Web2 people or ordinary people. So maybe fundamentally our success can be measured by how many people we onboarded from Web2. So instead of doing zero-sum game, we would like to do a positive sum game. If we could introduce the killer application or dApps which attract Web2 people who have never used Web3 before in coming 1 or 2 years, that's going to be our success. I think industry is stagnating, struggling right now. It's kind of zero-sum game. Fundamentally, it's time for going mainstream, and it's time to change our mindset, and it's time to onboard a billion of the people on chain. Yeah, that's what we would like to do. Yeah,
and there's also like other chains like Tong. They're also trying to promote the like a Web3 adoption, mass adoption narrative. I think last year Tong is very hot, very popular, and for now maybe the whole traffic quite goes down. Yeah, how do you think about it? And will you think like Soneium will maybe face the similar questions, and how will you overcome that?
If we continue attracting Web Web3 people, that's going to be the case. Attract the people once, people leave, and people come, people leave. It's kind of Web3 game. So we would like to fundamentally change the rule. If we see the Web2 market, for example, the number of the user does not look like this. It's steady in Web2, the traditional industries. Fundamentally, the Web3 project have to create the apps people use in their daily lives instead of attracting people through airdrop expectation or incentive. Incentive is the reason why people comes, but incentive is the reason why people leave. So we need an application, we need a project which attract the people through incentive and stay people through usability or usage and culture. This is what the industry have to do.
You mentioned that the applications are important, but how do you attract the builders to build on Soneium? Well, Soneium have some specific incentive plans or provide some support for the builders?
Previously, a lot of the Web3 project raised 200 million or 300 million and distribute grant and try to acquire the big name or try to incentivize project to come. But for us, instead of distributing a bunch of money to the ecosystem, we would like to make one or two killer successful projects that attract thousands of projects. But we would like to speak with a bunch of the projects to make one or two very successful. The things we would like to do. And we would like to work with the project which align our mission and our vision. I think incentive, Web3 gain, the part of the rule in this industry. But fundamentally, we are here to change the world. Fundamentally, we are here to empower individual. So we would like to work with the project or company that align our mission and our vision to be successful in the long run.
And I think for the Soneium ecosystem, you mentioned that you want to have one or two quite successful projects. So for the ecosystem development, will it be permissionless or non-permissionless? Will you just focus on some quite closed project and support their development, or all the builders can build on Soneium?
Yeah, all the builders can build on Soneium. Actually, when we launched the project, there was the IP infringement issue. A lot of the people use Sony's IP without permission. A bunch of the eyeball meme coin, IP meme coin on the top of Soneium. So we stopped this kind of the meme at the RPC level. It's not chain level. So I mean front-end blocking. It's not blockchain level. So fundamentally, we have to find the best balance between the ethos of the decentralization and the mainstream adoption. I think RPC blocking, Web3 people, Web3 dev does not like RPC blocking because of the ethos of the decentralization. But by protecting a creator's right, a lot of the creator in the Web2 space and existing industry like it because we value creator right. And right now, a lot of the people outside of the Web3 space feel scary to enter the Web3 space because of a lot of the scams, a lot of the infringements. So we would like to find the best balance between mainstream adoption and the decentralization. And by having the good balance, we would like to onboard these people, existing creator on chain. And they don't need to understand the blockchain to deploy on the top of Soneium or Astar. So it's permissionless in this sense.
Yeah, you mentioned about IP meme coins. So far Soneium has some meme coin because I think recently meme coin trading is quite hot.
Yeah. So it's all about the balance.
Okay, got it. I think I have covered almost all of the questions I have. Is there anything you want to add?
I think market is tough, right? Then there are a bunch of the tough things. As a founder or maybe as an investor, actually, it is good time right now to reconsider why people are here today, why I am here today in this industry, right? I joined this industry to empower individual and make the world a better place. So just be optimistic and believe in yourself and believe in a project and contribute to something bigger than yourself. And then eventually the developments and the efforts in the bear market will be rewarded during the bull market, which will be coming. Market is tough, but being optimistic is simply being optimistic is the competitive advantage than other projects because situation is the same, right? So we just keep building, we just keep delivering. We have a clear strategy right now, so just deliver to keep winning.
And I think you are quite young when you build Astar. Will you feel it's quite different when you're building Astar and Soneium? Will you think the market become much difficult?
Not only market, but also what I can do, what we can do, because we are making product not only for Web3 people, but also Web2 people, and the impact of the project is getting bigger. A lot of the regulators is following me, let's say on Twitter. and so on. So yeah, I needed to be mindful. I needed to be careful, and I needed to do the right things in the right way.
Yeah.
That's my next challenge. As I say, there are very few Japanese projects, right, globally recognized. So I personally feel mission and the responsibility to win globally. So that's why I can even work harder.
It's not an easy thing, I think.
Yeah, it's not easy thing, but the harder it is, harder I can work.
Yeah.
You know?
I think maybe in the last cycle, maybe there's not many like public chains, and I think like for Astar, I think your position is quite special. Yeah, but for this cycle, there's so many chains and there's so many like a narrative, but there's not many real applications. Yeah, that makes the market, I think.
Yeah, I think if we are successful, we are going to lead adoption of the technology, crypto and blockchain, because theoretically we are in a good position and we do have a distribution channel. We would like to focus more on the distribution channel and then focus on the best product in the market.
Yeah, I think I have asked all of my questions.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate your time today, and I really share a lot of insights and the story behind Soneium and Astar. Thanks for your time, Sota.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me today.